Building an audience that actually buys from you has nothing to do with some viral content hack or some algorithm magic that's going to get you millions of followers overnight. You need some fundamentals in place, which most coaches and agencies that I talk to, they just don't have. So in this video, I'm going to take you through those fundamentals plus every single piece of advice I know so that by the end of this video, you have everything you need to build an audience that actually converts into paying clients, not just viewers. And this means filtering out 90% of the tire kickers. The first phase is the foundation. Next, we're going to go over content strategy, platform strategy, lead generation, and then production and optimization. So phase one, we're going to go through the foundation, and we're starting by defining your buyer profile. Write down 2 to 3 specific problems that your service addresses, and then you focus on pain points that will cost them money, time, and opportunities. For example, like if you lack qualified leads or have poor online visibility, I have a solution with YouTube sales funnels. Then you want to go over key characteristics like demographics, psychographics, what keeps them up at night, what are their buying behaviors, their pain points. And then you really want to assess where they're at on the level of awareness. Like, do they know that a solution exists with your product? Are they actively looking for help? You want to answer these questions because every video is going to depend on what those people are doing and who they are. Then we're going to use the micro niche formula. So with YouTube, you want to start really, really broad as far as who you're targeting, okay? And then you want to narrow that down 3 to 4 times. So take a broad topic, say health and fitness. You're going to simplify that into another niche, health and fitness for men. A second niche might be lifting for men. And then a final micro niche would be how to add 10 pounds of muscle for skinny guys. The views will decrease every single time you niche down even more. However, the more you niche down, the more money you'll make. So you're sacrificing views to make more money. It's definitely a worthwhile sacrifice. And when we're making our videos, we're going to have buyer focused goals, right? When we're building an audience, most people make the mistake of just wanting to add everyone they can to their following. And while this might look good on paper, it doesn't mean you'll make any money. Those are just vanity metrics. And so all of this really plays into the next part, your ultimate content strategy, which we'll start with the 4-pillar YouTube system. You're going to map your ICP's psychology. You're going to start with their fears, their frustrations, their hopes and aspirations, and then you create quick wins and outcomes for them. So essentially what you're doing is you're taking what keeps your ICP up at night, what's not working for them, and then what do they want to achieve and what are the goals that they have, and your content is going to demonstrate the path to their hopes and aspirations. So what you want to do is take the 4 buckets with examples here. So you got your 4 pillars of psychology, fears, frustrations, hopes, and aspirations, and we're going to mix that in with the 4 buckets. So you have actionable content, which is here's how. You have analytical content, which is here's a breakdown. You have aspirational content, which means yes, you can. You have anthropological content, which means here's why. And none of these are necessarily better than the other one. You want to have a mix of these content buckets with your different psychological pillars here. And if you mix and match them with different types of videos, so for example, the actionable content, you got tips, tools, hacks, advice, resources, and frameworks. Basically, you can create a video called How I Get 100 Qualified Leads Per Month on YouTube, and that video is going to really speak to the psychological need of an aspiration. What is their ultimate vision for their business? It's to have a business where their leads are all coming from organic content. All right, so that's just one example. But in order to use this the right way and build an audience properly, ones who are not tire kickers, you need to make sure you're using the right platform. So I prefer and recommend using YouTube. And the type of content that's going to actually build an audience on YouTube is number 1, educational content. This is that how I content. So the essential elements of this are number 1, the problem and desire, which is there's a problem or a desire, and this is where that recognition comes in when they see your how-to video, right? How to add 10 pounds of muscle. And to get people to stay watching your video, you use a pattern interrupt. So that's some kind of emotional response, or you challenge conventional wisdom, where the hook could literally say, if you want to add 10 pounds of muscle over the next 6 months, stop eating protein. Let me explain. And then what you want to do is give insight first content. And we do this by showing why first, not just how something is done. Why it doesn't matter. Why do you even need to add 10 pounds of muscle? That's what we care about. And then in the end of this video, you have a clear next step, which either you have a lead magnet, follow me for more, subscribe, sign up for my newsletter, hop on a sales call or discovery call with me. That's going to get people converting. The next type of YouTube video you can make is a why video. So this nurtures prospects and moves them up on the levels of awareness. So sometimes you'll have someone who's like very problem aware. So for example, it's a business owner who's only running paid ads, but if their paid ads fail, then their business will fail because they don't have any revenue pipeline. So they know that they have a problem. They're just not like aware of what the solution is. So they could go try and find an ads agency. They could try organic content. They're just not sure what they want to do. And what your video can do is literally say why you should start a YouTube channel for your B2B business. And this video is going to nurture them and move them up the level of awareness, but now they're solution aware. And after being solution aware, you want to make them product aware. And that's where the conversion takes place in your outro. But basically, your why videos challenge conventional wisdom and it'll reveal some kind of like hidden truth in their industry. So I've been like looking at LinkedIn agencies who run ads. And even though they're an ads agency, well, I'm trying to explain to them that their organic content mixed with their ads will create this like synergistic effect where more people are going to convert at a higher clip because not only did they see the ad, but they are obviously going to look up more about the company that is advertising to them. And if they have YouTube videos that nurture them to move them up to the next level of awareness, then they're going to be more likely to buy. And then the last type of video we can make are free course videos. And these are 30-minute up to 2-hour videos. I've seen some of these videos that are up to 8 hours long. They go over every single thing that you could possibly know about a specific niche, whether that's running ads, making organic content, you name it. In these videos, you're just choosing core curriculum from your paid offering. So you either take your service and break down exactly what you do, or if you have a course that you're selling or a coaching program, you break down pillars or segments of your information and then into this course. Now, you don't have to share like super proprietary stuff. I've watched these courses and I've known like, okay, like there's a piece here missing, like a cold DM strategy that they're not sharing in this video, but everything else is really, really helpful. I just know that if I like pay for this program, I'm going to get this last piece of the puzzle that would make all of this stuff work. But basically, you're just focusing on major obstacles that your audience faces in these videos. And what you want to do is really just like target 100 views a day, right? Like if you can get 100 views a day on this kind of video, those can really convert to like a lot of calls for you over the next 2 to 6 months. For all of these videos, I talk about this a lot, which is the pain-proof promise framework. This is the hook style that you can use, where really like you are hooking in with a broad topic that addresses some kind of pain and desire that you promised you would answer in the title of your video. And you bridge to stories and examples, which would be the proof of like how I did this thing. And then once you know the kind of videos you're going to make, you can really start working on your lead generation using insight-driven lead magnets. A lead magnet is a free swipe file, video, channel audit. It can be so many things. There are so many types of lead magnets. The big mistake that people make with lead magnets is they give away way too much stuff for free. And when they give too much away, you're basically only going to attract people with trying intent, not buying intent. So you're going to attract all these people who want to try your stuff, but not actually buy your stuff. And these are like generic guides that like 10,000 people will download, but no one's going to read them. No one's actually going to take the next step and buy. So you think you're clever by like putting this stuff out there, but really you're just wasting a bunch of time and attracting an audience of tire kickers this way. So in order to have an effective lead magnet, you need to make sure that it is connected to your core offer. And we can actually use the Costco $5 chicken strategy. The thing with Costco and that $5 chicken is they lose money on all of their sales on their rotisserie chicken. But the thing is, it gets people in the door. You're giving people a piece of something that is really valuable. Like that chicken tastes so good, but that's obviously not going to be the only thing people buy unless literally like you are that person who's trying to add 10 pounds of muscle and you're buying 5 of these rotisserie chickens for your meal prep. But the idea is that the chicken is what gets people in the door, and it's optimized to get them through a part of the store first because it's in the way back of the store, and then they have to walk through the rest of the store. And the likelihood of them buying after the fact, right? Like after they pick up the chicken or before they pick up the chicken, they're picking up like some beef too. They're picking up, some tortilla chips on their way out or some bread or some flowers or something. Like they're more likely to buy. So you want a Costco chicken lead magnet. And the way you do this is you map out your prospect's journey from that hell to heaven state. And what you're going to do is you're going to identify the biggest sticking points of each of those stages. Then you're going to create aha insights for each sticking point and foreshadow the next like hell that they will face if they do not solve this certain issue. And what you do is you craft a compelling offer, like its own specific offer is going to be your lead magnet. As an example, if I was going to make a lead magnet, I'm going to look at every single problem that my ICP has when it comes to creating organic content that converts viewers to clients. So I could literally make a swipe file of the 100 most successful thumbnails that I've come across and match them to different titles that are commonly used in the YouTube game. And that would make for a great lead magnet because I gave them a piece of something, like a piece of a YouTube video that they need in order to get the click. But everything else, from the coming up with the ideas to actually designing the thumbnails to the editing to the posting to the SEO, all that stuff, like they still need to do it. And more than likely, they're going to need some help with it. And that's why I'm here. But I already put the lead magnet out there, built a little bit of trust. And now my name is in their head where they're more likely to come and hit me up for services. What you still need to know is the technical production side of things, right? Like how to actually script your videos effectively, creating compelling thumbnails that get clicks, filming and techniques and setup, like how do you even get the light to look correct, and then like all the other technical details there. If you want a video on scripting, I made a quick video somewhere in the corner of the screen that'll show you exactly how to write a script in 15 minutes. Basically, you want to make sure you're testing titles and you're testing thumbnails. Again, this isn't the 80-20. Like if you start with a title and a thumbnail that is ideal and optimized to attract your ideal client, people who are not tire kickers who will buy from you, you don't need to worry about the testing so much. But even if you can get a thumbnail that works 1% better than another one, then you're going to have a much more effective video. And then you want to just make sure you're focusing on those quality metrics, right? Like booked calls over views, lead quality, right? Like over your follower count, or like long-term authority building metrics. These are the things that aren't necessarily like you see on paper, but the things that over time compound and will make sure that you are the one building up the credibility, the authority, and that makes you the go-to source of information for your service. So that's everything I have on building an audience of buyers. And there's a lot out there, but if you take any one of these things that I've mentioned, then I'm sure you'll see growth in that area or any of those areas in as little as 30 days. So thanks for watching, and I hope you got value from this video. But if you are a coach or agency owner making at least 20K a month and you're interested in adding 10 to 30 qualified calls per month to your business with a YouTube system that works on autopilot, then click the first link in the description of this video to have a no pressure call with me one-on-one. To be completely honest, I will not pitch you unless I genuinely think like I can help you get results. But if we are a good fit, I'll show you exactly how my clients are using YouTube to consistently book high quality calls without spending hours creating content every single week. But if it's not for you, no worries. Thank you for watching, and go watch the rest of my videos on the channel for more on YouTube sales funnels, and I will see you in the next video.